I can't be the only one that was super excited to hear Ryukajima finally do that tagline with Chloe, the Udasai, and the Bakas, I guess. But yeah, it was a fantastic episode. Really wrapping up everything nicely. I mean, it's kind of that cool thing where it's happy ending, but at the same time, there's obvious a looming threat still. This whole arc itself really did kind of open up a lot of wounds that are obviously going to be forward going, especially the things around Nania and obviously Ruthven and all that kind of stuff. So still has threads there. I'm excited to kind of see that we at least maybe got a conclusion to this arc and possibly might get a little bit into something with the second half. Well, not really second half, but almost half of the series left over. But I think probably the most interesting part about this episode was obviously around, I'm assuming she's Luna. I don't think we've really kind of gone out of our way to say this is Luna unless I missed something from the first season, or first part, which was literally a year ago. But essentially this cloaked lady that is in these memories of Vanitas along with his, I forget what the other guy's name was. They were both numbers, but essentially this other guy that was with Vanitas as they were being researched on was with this lady. And she's talking about all these things like accepting other people and all that kind of stuff. And in the early part of this episode, it essentially has her telling him what the true name is. So that's kind of the interesting little shift in everything. I mean, everything that I kind of figured with this whole book of Vanitas is that he opens his book up, it gives him knowledge that he needs and he's able to find the true name. But in actuality, at least what it's kind of hinting at here is he opens the book, starts this whole process, and then it seems like Luna's telling him who he's looking at. Luna's telling him the true name of the person before him. Now, again, that could just be me looking too much into it, but it was her voice telling him Chloe's name. Now, it kind of indicates that he's not able to fix it all himself, that Chloe needs to kind of meet him in the middle because of this particular malnomen. So that's, of course, Jean and Jean-Jacques' cue to really kind of pull her out of it, which is really great. It was a really nice, tearful aspect of giving Chloe this realization that she has something to live for. That, like how it's like, it's pointing out, look, they're still going to hunt you down. The church is not going to admit anything, but it's better than this. Like, choose a hell, I guess, is essentially what Vanitas gives, which, obviously shocks Jean, but it's technically true. It's not giving her roses, but actually telling her that it's going to be rough, but at least you have somebody to live for, which that is kind of in Jean-Jacques and, of course, Jean. On the opposite side of the battlefield, we obviously had Noe facing off against Astolfo, and this is when we get an idea that essentially Roland had told him about Astolfo's terrible history, and that is the fact that obviously he had his entire family slaughtered by vampires, and that's his driving force. Noe eventually kind of overcomes him, or at least he doesn't really have much strength because of the drug failing off, but he does manage to blast his arm off, which, oh god, I got a kick out of the fact they were like, it might be able to go back on. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, that here was the thing that really tripped me up with this whole situation with Astolfo is, of course, last episode I was trying to figure out if we have seen anybody that would have somehow looked similar to the guy that attacked Astolfo's family. And obviously, one of them that kind of jumped in very briefly was Roland. And I was like, no, it can't be Roland because Roland's not a vampire. Unless there's some sort of cure and we come to find out all the paladins are strong because they're cured vampires or something like that. I mean, nothing's really out of the realm of possibilities when you're dealing with the world formula being messed with. But yeah, this whole moment when the later parts when, the whole malnomen's gotten rid of and everybody's kind of freed from this whole existence, Astolfo is like, wanting to go after Noe again, and then that's when Roland shows up, and you kind of get an idea that Astolfo's like in pure PTSD moment right here. And this is obviously that moment where I start to really feel bad for Astolfo because he's broken. Like, this dude is literally broken. And he sees Roland, and he starts really kind of playing out the same thing he did in that tragedy. He starts calling out, like, please save my sister. Please stop this guy. Please make this all better, basically. And Roland is standing there. And I was like, we are going with this. Like, he's looking at Roland. I'm like, are we actually going to do that? That Roland's... No, can't be. And then sure enough, it ends up being Roland killing the guy. So I'm like, okay, Roland apparently was there. Roland's a little old. I don't know. I mean, you can probably gauge him at least... I guess that was only probably about 5 years ago. It could be. But yeah, it had a connection there. And obviously Roland was telling that to Noe. Like, look, this guy has a reason for why he's as mad as he is. So he's not saying don't fight him. He's just basically saying, understand your enemy. Understand why he's the way. And of course, that leads into Vanitas really telling him, look, in everybody's eyes, justice can become evil to somebody else. So make your own decision and don't give up, essentially. yeah, that kind of wraps everything up. We have this brief moment where Jean and Chloe and Jean-Jacques are all there, and they have this nice little embrace moment, which I thought was absolutely adorable. Just love to see that they were all happy in the end. Again, having Chloe do the Rikijimiya. Udasai, I told you, I didn't tell what I didn't give you permission to get yourself all bruised up or something like that, which was fantastic. Just a cute little moment, just realizing that these two can move on. Obviously, later on, Vanitas will remove the curse bearer from Jean-Jacques, so they don't have the beast anymore. And so both of them have their true names restored. But yeah, we also did a brief scene before Vanitas came here, Jean went running off after Vanitas. And we have a little brief scene where she really is like super appreciative of Vanitas. Like, thank you so much. You did exactly what you said you do. We were able to save Chloe. Thank you for, like, essentially keeping her from having to do something terrible. And yes, then getting really hot and bothered and then jumping on him and drinking his blood. Which this is the troubling scene for me, because it essentially, as Jean's walking away, or well, Jean, when she's still on top of him, is like, like, remember your promise, if I do go crazy, you're gonna stop me. And I'm like, it feels very off that we have this here again. Now, granted, she might be saying it because for that brief moment, she lost control of herself again. She got worked up, bit him, kissed him on the cheek, obviously, which was cute. But it just seems like right now, it feels like it's really trying to flag into maybe, possibly even the next arc, really getting into Jean either losing herself or Ruthven telling her to do something. Again, I don't know if Ruthven's command to Jean was to sleep for those many years, to forget everything. It could have been something else. And then he told her to go to sleep. So the command wasn't to sleep, the command was something, and then he told her to go to sleep. So could that command be to go berserk? Like, he's just got that lock on that control that she's going to lose. The command was to basically keep the malnomen or the curse bearing away from her, and then she's gonna go nuts soon. It just seemed like a very, I don't know, unsettling. It was cute because she's running away and it's all cute and everything, but it also seemed like a very unsettling thing at first before it kind of shifted things. It also kind of indicated that Vanitas has seen her back when she was younger, because as he's seeing John run away, he briefly sees a vision of her younger. I don't know how he would know how she looks when she's younger unless he's seen her in the past, which, again, I don't think they've technically indicated at this point. It would make sense because we don't really know what happened to Jean before her parents found her. She was just kind of sitting out in the middle of nowhere. She could have easily been a part of the experiments that Moru did, which I think did they say that he did anything with her? I don't think so, but it wouldn't surprise me. But it does bother me, the idea that as she ran away and then you have Noe coming in, you have this brief moment where Vanitas is remembering these memories from, again, what I think is Luna, and she's telling him, along with this other test subject, basically find somebody to keep you warm. You need somebody else. There's somebody out there. No, I believe there's somebody that's going to be out there for you. You just have to open your heart to them. And then he has this brief vision of Luna embracing both him and the other test subject. And again, I'm assuming it's going to be somebody different, but the way that it lays it out really makes it, that throws in that question of, was it Jean? I don't think it is. I really don't think it was Jean that was the other test subject. I think that's somebody that's probably going to come up later, but it was cute either way. Again, I don't understand why he knows what Jean looks like when she's younger. I don't think that she was a part of his history in any way, shape, or form, but it felt like that way, the way it was laid out. But yeah, like I said, that's pretty much wrapped up this arc. Like I said, it felt like everything wrapped up. Everybody was leaving. He had all the paladins carrying Astolfo off, and then you had everybody's all happy over here. Everything seemed to, even Dante and the other guy ended up getting this little thing from the machine, so they got what they wanted. Everybody got what they wanted. Jean got Chloe back. Astolfo, I guess, got beat up and set in his place. Roland didn't have to kill any vampires. Vanitas and Noe were able to cure a curse bearer. Everybody pretty much got what they wanted. Even Chloe got basically discovered an existence. Even when she was feeling like her father loved her and spent his entire life to save her, in the end, it was an existence that felt isolated, and yet she still ended up figuring out, some way of having somebody that wanted her. So I cannot wait for the next arc, but can't wait to see what they do for the remaining episodes. Hopefully nothing feels rushed or incomplete with such few episodes. But even still, I'm super excited. I hope it hasn't involved Jean getting in trouble or lost. They've already released a key art on Twitter, and I've already seen one character in it, and I'm a little mad that I seen the key art. I kind of wanted to go into it blind, but we'll see. But that's my thoughts on episode 19 of the case study Vanitas, part 2, technically episode 7 or something. But I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, comment, let me know what you thought of the episode. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this if you can. Support us on Patreon. I'll throw a tips link in the description below. We definitely appreciate everybody that does. And also, there's a link to our Discord. So if you love talking about anime and you love anime, definitely join us there. We even have a section for Vanitas. So y'all take care.